Growing, the Moscow-backed authorities are heading towards a confrontation with the opposition that could amount to a civil war. Ms. Barker has more from the capital, Nazran.
Poverty, unemployment and violence are part of daily life in Ingushetia. Several militant groups operate bloody attacks against the Moscow-backed authorities, a leadership enforced by up to 5,000 Russian troops, local police and secret services. But the population is paying the price. This, an explosion at the funeral of a mother and her 2 children killed by masked gunmen. Hundreds of others have disappeared, and extrajudicial executions are on the rise. These are the faces of some of the missing, pinned on the wall of a local NGO. In the last 6 years, 800 have been killed, a further 200 are missing. The director's own brother disappeared 5 years ago. But Ingushetia's cabinet ministers say the future is bright. They produce statistics proving that the birth rate and employment are up.
Everything is normal here. There are those forces that would like to see the republic turn into Chechnya. We don't have such problems here.
But the reality is rebel activity is increasing. As night falls, the authorities' fragile control of the capital wanes, with checkpoints unmanned. Criminal gangs move freely. Well, we've been able to slip away from the government minders who've been showing us around Ingushetia over the course of the day. We've just been picked up by a bodyguard of one of the key opposition figures here in the Republic. Maksharif Alshef became the unofficial face of the opposition after family members were kidnapped, but with the leadership claiming nearly 100% support, protests are banned and the media silenced.
President Zyazikov has nothing in common with the people. He moves from one layer to another as he carries out his mysterious mission, covering up the death squads and participating in the genocide of the English people.
Somewhere in the darkness, we're told that 2 people have been shot. A quiet night in Nazran. From the Parliament building roof, the President shows us his proud new city. Workers nearing the completion of a new government building. Rising from the featureless steppe is this fortified and isolated compound known as Magath, or Sun City. This is the centerpiece of Ingushetia's new authority. Shortly after our visit, Zyazikov was fired by Moscow, a response to a surge in violence against Russian troops. He's now been replaced by a Russian war hero.
Dangerous to live here? I don't know why. Who is it dangerous for? If people were afraid, there wouldn't be such a birth rate or such construction. Those that are afraid should hide under their blankets and live there.
As the President lays out a feast for the visiting journalists, we have to wait for the cover of darkness to meet another family shattered by the counterinsurgency. Mukhmed Gazdiev's son was abducted because he knew suspected militants from the local mosque. But no one is interested in continuing the investigation.
I feel sorry for my investigator. He would like to help me, but if he does, he says he will be killed.
The firing of an unpopular president has been welcomed by Ingushetians. But will Zyazzikov's departure quell those out for revenge or solve the backlog of unprocessed disappearances? Years of oppressive government tactics have alienated and even radicalized communities, leaving Ingushetia in a vicious cycle of repression and resistance. Ms. Barker, Al Jazeera, Nazran, Ingushetia.